Mr. Iser De Leon.
With Mr. Nathaniel Kunanay.
Ms. Josephine May de la Cruz with Mr. Mark Gerald Bumanla. With Mr. Jean-Marc Santos.
Come and move that in my direction. Thankful for that, such a blessing.
Mr. Chris and Nicole with Mr. Eduardo Puzo.
Oh, you are my sunrise on the darkest day. Got me feeling some kind of way. Make me wanna savor every moment slowly, slowly. You fit me, telling me love how you put it.
Yo soy el metal, me voy acercando y voy armando el plan. Solo con pensarlo se acelera el pulso.
Oh yeah, ya me está gustando más de lo normal. Todo mi sentido va.
Ms. Mariel Manjola and Mr. John Lester Lizaroto.
Despacito, quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. Deja que te diga cosas al oído, para que te laberinto y hacer de tu cuerpo todo un manuscrito.
Quiero ver bailar tu pelo, quiero ser tu ritmo. Que le enseñes a mi boca tus lugares favoritos. Déjame sobrepasar tus zonas de peligro.
Miss Elaine Nicole Mercado with Mr. Raymond.
Sabe que tu corazón conmigo te hace bajando de mi mando, después salvaje. Pasito a pasito, suave suavecito, nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito. Cuando tú me besas con esa destreza, yo quiero en malicia.
Ms. Zara Adrian Villares with Mr. Ralph Andrew San Victor.
Nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito. Y es que esa belleza es un rompecabezas, pero para montarlo aquí tengo la pieza. Oye, despacito, quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. Deja que pasito, firmo las paredes de tu laberinto y hacer de tu cuerpo todo un manuscrito.
Quiero ver bailar tu pelo, quiero ser tu ritmo. Que le enseñes a mi boca.
Miss Sharon May Galileo with Mr. Nathaniel Enriquez.
Déjame sobrepasar tus zonas de peligro, hasta provocar tus gritos y que olvides tu apellido. Despacito, this is how we do it down in Puerto Rico. Que le enseñes a mi boca tus lugares favoritos.
Suave, suavecito, nos vamos pegando poquito a poquito.
Hasta provocar
Ms. Irish Gabriel Podiniban with Mr. Iverson Malapi.
Despacito.
we the best music.
Another one. DJ Khaled. Let the only real one intimidate ya. See you watching the one, yeah. I'm the one,
Miss Trisha Reyes with Mr. Gian Paolo Ochenko.
She the one that bring them raindrops. We gon'
Mr. Julius Victor Santalo.
With Mr. Mark Leonard.
When I met her in the club, I asked her what she felt. We don't get okay, though. Plug, I'm the plug for her. She want a nigga that pull her hair and hold the door for her. Baby, that's only me, but she don't get with me. Early morning in the dark, know you wanna ride now. Yeah. He you sick of all those other imitators. Don't let the only real one attend one. You looking at the one. I'm the best yet, and yet my best is yet to come.
Last but definitely not the least, Miss Princess Justin Torres.
She think we caught him body, but it's more like when he Bobby got forgiven. Told you that finesse and I'm a legend. Straight up out the girl, you wanna ride now. Yeah. He you sick of all those other imitators. Don't let the only real one intimidate ya. See you watching go right at a time.
Reminiscing the past is one of the most thrilling elements for today's program. As everybody says, high school is the happiest stage of our lives. The reasons are the beautiful memories, challenging experiences, and all the knowledge and skills that we could have during our high school years.
And now, it's time to look back and reminisce the past of our seniors as we take a glimpse of their yesteryears. Friends, ladies and gentlemen, let us all listen to Ms. Maria Janina Dior Cervantes and Ms. Daniel May T. Viray as they impart to us their treasured and audacious experiences etched in their minds when they lodged themselves in St. John the Baptist Catholic School.
The imaginary book that always had the capability to harbor all accounts of all of our short-lived moments, deathless dreams, beneficent experiences, ill-fated pursuits, and demeaning episodes in life will about to touch down the verge of its conclusion in the near future. And it is such an afflicting deed to reminisce all of our journeys and misadventures that took place inside the premises of St. John the Baptist Catholic School before we crash into the anticipated tail end of this storyline.
More or less than 200 grade 7 students crossed the doorstep of St. John the Baptist Catholic School in the year 2014 and became a character in this sublime tale, with different mindsets and respective perspectives, crafting the rightful roles, duties, and responsibilities. Novice we may be called, but it did not impede us from making it such a remarkable year.
Way back in 2014, an episode took place in the room of 7 in Hawaii that was surprisingly remembered by many. It was a time when Sir Ian Latinlala was still the advisor of the said section, and during that time he was really furious because of the irksome behaviors of his advisor class. All of a sudden, he threw a journal out of anger, and unfortunately, Managing Magdalas was struck hard by it. And the whole class can't stop themselves from laughing because of the undeniably clownish way Sir Ian pronounced Margie's name. They will not also disregard the times that instead of having a class discussion with Sir Ian, they will also find a way to interrupt it, such as singing Banal na Aso Sentong Kabayo. There's also an instance back then when Sir Ian was having a class discussion and Otep, R.A., Elvis, and Harold suddenly barked rock and roll, with the aim of annoying Sir Ian's husband.
In that same year, a considerably historic student first entered the vicinity of St. John the Baptist Catholic School, who claimed that his hair is naturally blonde, when Sir R.B. Flores asked him about it, causing a great deal of suspicion from his classmates. Because the following day, his hair surprisingly turned jet black, and yes, he is no other than Mr. Alex Jose G. Balingit.
A hilarious incident also occurred during that year involving a student whose name is Laika Yokote. A picture of Sir Nico Alpahora was put on the bulletin board, when she decided to take it out and keep it to herself. Unluckily, the plan she concocted was busted by Ma'am Kimberly Bata, and she forced Laika to attach it back on the bulletin board.
The school year 2015-2016, however, was probably the most notable year for the advisory class of Ma'am Mayan Abon, which is the section of 8 Mark. Masses of blissful and momentous occurrences came to pass this said school year. One of those is the infamous impersonation of Alex Balingit to Ma'am Mayan during that year's Teacher's Day, and also the time when Ma'am Mayan arrived past the supposed time in one of her class meetings in 8 Mark. So, Alex went out of the room to imitate hers once more by putting a handkerchief on his head, just so his hair could appear a little bit longer than usual, and walking with knees slightly bended to make his silhouette's reflection on the window curtain the same height of Ma'am Mayan's, making the whole section laugh incessantly.
And have you ever heard of the illegal pageant that Rhea Reyes and company conducted that same year? It is also the time when Ma'am Abon pulled in late again, and while Rhea was busy pulling her comical stunt and dancing trippily in front with Camille Valdez, Ma'am Mayan was also busy watching us from the window outside with a face reddened by anger.
Also, were you aware of the news that arose one stormy day where the group of Sunshine Reyes was drawn in? The particular rumpus also happened in the room of 8 Mark. That exacting day, only the high school students have classes, causing the rooms of 9 Matthew and 8 Mark the only classrooms that were occupied. All the classrooms downstairs are totally empty. The lights downstairs were also dim, with the intention of making the whole spot to appear more sinister and horrifying. The students who attended the class were only few when they decided to talk about a particular haunted room beside the stairs on the 2nd floor. Sunshine Reyes and company went out to attest if the said room was really haunted. Momentarily after Ma'am Mayan arrived, we were bombarded by the loud screams from downstairs. The company of Shine Reyes then came inside the room still laughing aloud without noticing that Ma'am Mayan was there standing with her arms crossed and face looked so annoyed and enraged like a dragon ready to breathe fire.
And maybe the most remarkable and outstanding of all of those momentous occurrences was the day when the 8 Mark became the overall champion during that school year's intramurals. That merely shows the solidarity, perseverance, and determination of the section, even though they have only 5 boys.
As for 8 Zephaniah, the unpleasant incident wherein Simon Salunga was engaged was in all probability the most remarkable for them. They were having a debate back then, during one of their meetings with Ma'am Eliza Reyes, and the whole section was in deep hysteria. So, the always overconfident and self-righteous Simon Salunga went in front to pick the hammer resting on the table and smash it hard on the book while shouting order in the court without even knowing that the precious phone of Ma'am Eliza Reyes was placed inside the said book.
And of course, who wouldn't forget the section of 8 Amos, who was supervised by 2 advisors in a span of 10 months. Namely, Ma'am Jessica Gonzalez, who exhaustingly gave up to be the advisor of the said section and had been replaced by Mr. Paul Baliaso. Well, a lot of outstanding stories transpired only in the 4 corners of the room of 8 Amos, involving the former students of SJBCS, Jake Pangan and Ina Faustino. Ina, during that time, was running after Jake, who was cheerfully holding a baseball bat. The statue of the Virgin Mary was resting on top of a shelf when Jake, who was really high at that point in time and unaware of his surroundings out of too much happiness, accidentally hit it with his baseball bat, thus breaking it into fragments. For people not to notice the broken pieces of the statue, the very wise and intelligent Jazriel Meneses went to school earlier that next day after the incident happened, just to swap it with the 9 Alicia statue of the Virgin Mary, whose whole and intact. A far cry from their statue that has been pulverized by Jake's baseball bat.
Nevertheless, school year 2016-2017 was still a fun and a euphoric year. Ma'am Gemma Punzalan became the advisor of 9 Matthew, and her class advisory clearly remembered the times that whenever they win from a certain competition, she will prepare a boodle fight for her class.
We should also know that Abby Santos and Carlo Manito got scolded by Ma'am Gem because of their quarrel about Kim Domingo. Ma'am Gem was having her discussion that time when it was suddenly interrupted by Carl and Abby, who was loudly fighting about the actress whose face is a bit similar to Raven Naomi's. They were fighting if it was Kim Domingo or Kim Rodriguez, when one of them shouted the name of Kim Domingo at full volume, founding the anger of Ma'am Gem for the two.
On the contrary, 9 Elijah considers the aforementioned year as the worst among all. They claimed that not a single teacher can stay calm and maintain a deserved disposition the moment a particular educator took its first step on the floor of the room. Their undomesticated stance had never failed to trigger Sir Gadi, who was their advisor back then, and the one who never allowed a single day to pass without giving his advisory class a time-consuming homily that usually lasted for hours or lack thereof. And of course, who won't ever forget the time whenever Sir Gadi articulates his phenomenal lines, "Are you willing to change? And change is coming."
Remember the time when Sir Mark Joseph Leonson cried out of too much happiness? The school year was about to end that point in time, when 9 Malachi planned to have an open forum. Sir Pong was still a new hire teacher then, and having Malachi as his first advisory class with a tight-knit relationship, he couldn't suppress his tears from flowing down on his face.
Moreover, having been informed of the moments 9 Daniel spent with Ma'am Karen, as for them, even though they were misunderstood as the worst section of grade 9, and they were always forced to sit on the floor because of their always disorganized and sloppy classroom, they enjoyed the whole class, even though they enjoyed the whole school year with each other, especially when Ma'am Karen awarded them 7 boxes of pizza, even after they had bitten in the Zumba Olympics back then.
And who's not aware of the news where Ira Cal and her said doppelganger become associated with? It was a typical day for everyone, except for the cadets of the COCC, who were the primary source of the gruesome news flash. During one of their forums, several people asserted that they catch a glimpse of Ira Cal wandering through the corridors of SJBCS, when in fact Ira was not in attendance that day, causing a great deal of horrors to many.
Our last year of being junior high school students is definitely the wildest, most high-spirited, vibrant, and the unforgettable year for many, conforming to 10 Jeremiah, who alleged that their section is the best amongst all, even though they are the worst, the most messed up, and perhaps the most ear-splitting section from other people's indication. They cannot forget their jamming up sessions with Sir Christopher Deluz and the times whenever Sir Pong gets his teeth gnashing out of his deep-rooted anger on Camille Cabrera and OJ Kayanan, who always makes his class interrupted because of their unstoppable stories. But most of all, they will not fail to remember the times they spent with the always present and never been absent Ella Borjal and the exact day Jared Perez left them.
Being in Tanjan must be a blessing for many. Some acclaim that they have only tasted the sense of winning in a contest when they became a part of the said section, and that particular thing is already fulfilling for them. But the most unlooked for consolations that have been given to them as a Tanjan student are the life lessons and never-ending support that Ma'am Nenita Dayao, who is their advisor, unhesitatingly offered to them.
Well, even though 10 Samuel received a few, or perhaps just a single accomplishment, they personally believe that this school year is one of the finest ones. They tend to enjoy everything as long as they're with one another, especially those precious moments when they are having little banters with each other. Every time Eliza Dose, Alfonso Cruz, Alan Dexter Cruz, and Azer De Leon annoyed Francine Albarillo for having shining shimmering gums, and Dane Dizon for looking like a devil, they even suggested that the name of Samuel in the most recent intramurals was supposed to be Samuel Jablos, and Dane could have been the perfect mascot to represent the section of Samuel.
The memories that Stan and Ezekiel shared with each other are surprisingly unforgettable and ought to be treasured with sincerity. Even though they started out as merely strangers in the first days of the school year, they became a family who always support each other at the present time. One of the memories
His first coffee, provoking Sir Crisbert demanded Borgie to depart from his side and go into confession outside.
Indeed, it was a wonderful, captivating journey. It really takes us thousands of steps, continuous series of falls, an ocean of tears, bruised minds, tortured souls, and wounded hearts, just for us to stand on our grounds, without faltering, and for us to turn our soaring imaginations into reality. All of our misadventures and series of unfortunate events in life are behind who and what we are today. And so, cherish every memory, sweet or bitter, perfect or not so perfect. Besides, life will be incomplete and uninteresting without some bad times. Perhaps, upholding all the memories we've shared and experienced with some who is and who had been an important part of our lives will be accommodating to be a part of our existence that will continuously be lived.
Thank you, Miss Maria and Miss Daniel, for bringing back those wonderful memories. However, it doesn't end there. For tonight, we will add up more memories for each of us to cherish.
And now, one of the highlights of this event is about to unfold. Selected students from grade 9 and grade 10 will be presenting a choreographed dance that they have practiced to perfection. Folks, a huge warm of applause to the Cotillion de Honor.
The participants of Cotillion de Honor. Let's begin with John Mark L. Santos, son of Mr. Val and Miss Leonora Santos from Corazon, Calumpit, Bulacan. Edwin Garcia, son of Mr. Edwin and Mrs. Helen Garcia from Sampaloc, Apalit, Pampanga.
Together with his partner, Ms. Shania Pauline Jose, with the daughter of Mr. Glenmore and Mrs. Daisy Jose from Iba Oeste, Calumpit, Bulacan.
From San Marcos, Calumpit, Bulacan.
Together with his partner, Ms. Janela C. Serrano, daughter of Mr. Ernesto and Mrs. Marian Serrano from San Jose, Calumpit, Bulacan.
Mr. Ezebit, Bulacan.
Together with his partner, Ms. Ruth G. Marie,
Mr. Manuel and Mrs. Annalyn Villanueva from Capalangan, Apalit, Pampanga.
Together with his partner, Ms. Irish Daniel C. Tamayo, daughter of Mr. Edwin and Mrs. Nanette Tamayo from MacArthur.
Andres and Mrs. Lea Lizarondo from Iba Oeste, Calumpit, Bulacan.
Together with his partner, Mr. Shane.
Mr. Red Russell P. Torres, son of Mr. Robert and Mrs. Cecil Torres from Capalangan, Apalit, Pampanga.
Together with his partner, Miss Joyce
Lily De Jose, son of Mr. Elizalde and Mrs. Dana De Jose from La Residencia, Calumpit, Bulacan.
Together with his partner, Ms. R.
Mr. Turch Vergara, son of Mr. Rolly and Mrs. Donna Vergara from Corazon, Calumpit, Bulacan.
From Iba Oeste, Calumpit, Bulacan.
Mr. Carl James
Together with his partner, Ms. Sophia Marie G. Bautista, daughter of Mr. Odimor and Mrs. Marisa Bautista from Pio.
Angelo Omanito, son of Mr. Carlito and Mrs. Laura Omanito from Capalangan, Apalit, Pampanga.
Together with his partner, Ms. Eliza.
With our participants, Mr. Alex Balingin, son of Mr. and Mrs. Balingin from San Jose, Calumpit, Bulacan.
Together with his partner, Ms. Angel Jean A. Quito, daughter of Mr. Jeff and
still kids, but we're so in love, fighting against all odds. I know we'll be alright this time. Darling, just hold my hand. Be your girl, you'll be my man. And I see my future in your eyes. Well, baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass while listening to our favorite song. When I saw you in that dress, looking so beautiful, I don't deserve this. Darling, you look perfect tonight. Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass while listening to our favorite song. I have faith in what I see. Now I know I have met an angel in person. She looks perfect. I don't deserve it. You look perfect tonight.
Much they have grown from a young lad to a gentleman, from a young lass to a lady, and this brings us to wonder what they would be in the future. Everybody, how do you see yourselves in the future? What will you be in the next 7 years? Maybe 10, 11. Now to stand and make foresight of what our students would be in the future, let us welcome Ms. Rosalty Manabat and Mr. Alex Jose Bellini.
Calm,
Quiet,
peaceful.
serene.
This is the condition of the world before the chaos strikes it. Every city and country in the world has been infested by the virus Sibericum, or commonly known as zombie virus.
Luckily, only the last city in the world, or the universe rather, Jusimi 171, which has not been infested by the said illness.
All the professionals and great people are present on this city.
Everything seems to be normal. Alex Balingit is now a billionaire lawyer. He is preparing his briefcase and about to head at the court.
When he opened the door and stepped his foot outside, he was shocked because of a zombie in front of him.
He screamed so loud.
His Zumba instructor neighbor heard him.
Ezekiel Torres immediately went out of his Zumba session and responded to the shout of Alex.
Unfortunately, he was late because Alex was lying unconsciously on the floor.
Wow! A zombie bit him! A zombie bit him! Cried by Ezekiel.
He quickly escaped the place to save himself and to ask for assistance from the other people.
He instantaneously called his cowboy, Julian Santos, to transport him to the hospital. Unluckily, the horse is missing.
With that, Ezekiel is panicking because he eagerly wants to escape his place.
In an unexpected situation, Adrian Patrice Agustin, the race car driver on the land, passed by the road and encountered Ezekiel.
She offers if the Zumba instructor wants to join her.
Mr. Torres did not insist.
They both headed to the laboratory of the last scientist,
Carl Angelo Omanito.
The Zumba instructor stated what happened in their area.
They said that they were attacked by the zombies and Alex was one of the victims.
When Omanito knew that Alex was beaten,
the scientists panicked because the billionaire has a debt to him.
No! This shouldn't be! Alex borrowed me 10 billion. He needs to be allowed alive first and pay me before he dies, explained by the scientist.
Carl asked his nurses to pick up the body of Alex so he can revive him immediately.
He put into task Nurse Ella Borjal,
Nurse Iser De Leon,
Nurse Claudette Mercado,
Nurse Janelle Rojas,
and Nurse Ira Cal.
The 5 nurses were successfully in bringing the unconscious body of attorney Alex. The scientist called his wife, who is a doctor who specializes in the brain, neurologist, Dr. Abra Monica Takatani.
Manito said, Takatani, my loves, we need to formulate a potion to revive my dearest friend who borrowed our money.
Dr. Takatani strongly agreed with what his husband wants to happen.
Many days and many nights passed.
The couple were almost finished with their potion.
But there is one element which is missing to completely establish the medicine.
Honey, did you eat the egg? It is the last ingredient for our potion, asked by the scientist. But Dr. Takatani said she did not.
Then who ate the egg?
The egg is missing,
Added by the scientist. A few seconds, the Zumba instructor raised his hand and said that he thought that egg is intended for his dinner.
The scientist got mad and shouted to the Zumba instructor to replace what he had eaten.
The Zumba instructor is in misery for the second time.
He does not know where to find an egg because every creature in the land was infected by the zombie virus.
Suddenly, a brilliant idea popped on his mind. Aha! I know some people who have an egg. Explained by Ezekiel.
He went to the restaurant of Miss Angela Marie Caparoso, a businesswoman.
He asked if he can go to her kitchen and search for some egg.
Madame Caparosa left the Zumba instructor to go into and ask her chefs.
Mr. Torres asked them one by one.
Chef Darlene Bauta said she does not have an egg.
Chef Ashira Jamil Oberos answered the same.
Chef Ran-Marie Caragay stated that she never had an egg.
The Zumba instructor asked the other cooks if they own one.
Chef Ralph Andrewson Victorious is fond of vegetables and never got an egg.
Chef Benedict Gabriel Eugenio cooks only fish and he does not mix his specialties with any egg.
Chef Jadriel Meneses has an egg, but it was already served to somebody else.
Chef Charles Brian Rota uttered his egg was cooked already and was served to one of the guests.
Chef Paul John Bokda has an egg, but it's just a quail egg and that's too small, so it does not pass the requirement of the Zumba instructor.
Lastly, he asked the last chef, Chef David Tyler Jolido, said he has an egg, but when Mr. Torres examined it, it was rotten. He said the egg of Mr. Jolido is useless because he needs a fresh egg to complete the potion that will heal Alex.
The zombie instructor failed to search for the last element for the formulation of the potion.
He went back to the laboratory of the scientist and told him what he has been through with that egg.
Mr. Omanito laughed so hard because he just misplaced the fresh egg for the potion.
The scientist continued to formulate his potion. He put the egg, everything was settled.
He made Alex drink the potion, but nothing happened.
The scientist asked for the help of the other doctors to cure and prevent the virus that is disseminating in their city.
Dr. Chester John Mendoza,
Dr. John Michael Baluyod,
Dr. Maria Angelica Hudson,
Dr. John Paulo Tejano,
Dr. Rachel Rejong,
Dr. Christine Leila Cruz,
Dr. Justin Cyril Conanan,
Dr. Juliana Christine Hovero,
and Dr. Baby Carla Urbano.
However, Dr. Baluyot came to an idea that they need to build a little shelter exclusively for their project.
Dr. Hovera said that she knows people who can help them too.
As headed by their leader,
Architect Aina Pachoco,
and the other designers, they construct another building where the operation against the zombie virus was held.
Architects Noreen J. Cruz,
Maria Rian Suzanne Baguio,
Rica Ann Marin,
Agnes Maria Aliana Ricaforte, Gonzalez,
and Diane Nicole Mundo.
were the architects who helped in establishing the mentioned building.
Engineer John Marnoque,
Collaborated with the architects and suggested that the idea of taking vlog first before working.
Engineer Camille Cabrera does not agree with Jomer's idea and said that basketball makes sense more than his vlogs.
Engineer Catherine Hartena stopped the two and proceeded with the construction.
Everything was already settled.
The laboratory was ready.
The scientists and other doctors are prepared to do their plan.
Suddenly, this everything came into nothing when Lieutenant General Ian Jonathan Espiritu
And Deputy Director Kiel Denise Mendoza
reported to them that half of the citizens of the city were infected.
They said that they should hurry up because zombies are spreading.
In the serious atmosphere of the scientists and the doctor, Direct Patrick Lawrence de Jos suddenly crossed the threshold of the establishment and tried to capture what the doctors are doing.
Perfectly timing, the scientist was actually searching for someone who will complete all his elements to make his potion work.
He sent Director Patrick into quest, hoping that this time he will not fail.
He asked to go underwater and search for the tail of Jezebel.
He also asked him to get some clouds in the atmosphere.
The director rode the ship and he met the seafarers who helped him in the marine-related jobs.
Seaman John Lester Lizarotto took him in the middle of the ocean.
Seaman Jean-Marie Martinez assisted him inside the ship together with
Seaman John Randall Reyes,
seafarers Jim Ralph Cruz,
Aizen Migo Borja,
Prince Jobber Tantoco,
and Sofia Ginelle Reyes accommodated Patrick in his mission.
They waited for Jezebel to show herself up.
But when Jezebel is heading at the shallow part of the ocean and about to be captured,
Seaman Jade Oria came in because of too much fright of Jezebel.
swam in the deepest part of the ocean. Adventure, which is taking the clouds.
His problem is how he's going to get there.
He is on airport and ready to depart on his flight and getting the clouds.
The numerous flight attendants assisted him because Patrick told them the purpose of his mission.
Flight attendants Giselle Cortez,
Sunshine Reyes,
Mariel Laca,
Crystal Ann DeLuz,
Ara Crisalén Pineda,
Camille Angel Castillo,
April Castañeda,
Abigail DeLuz,
Ruth Dia Marie Bonifacio,
Maria Donnelly Borja,
Jasmine Leonor,
Gladys Ken Marcelino,
Giovanna Ruwait Marangis,
Diane Rose Faustino,
Princess Kyla Feliciano, Angelina Valdez,
Shania Pauline Jose,
and Lara Trisha De La Rosa joined him in his trip. The airplane is getting heavy because of many passengers added by the various cabin crews.
A few hours later, Patrick is getting annoyed because the plane is not yet flying.
F.A. Sunshine Reyes answered him that the pilot is not yet inside.
Finally, the aviators started to arrive.
Sean Crisostomo,
Kim William Montano,
Mark Gerald Bumanlag,
Eduardo Espiritu,
Joaquin Angelo Villalobos,
Kenneth Yonko,
Raymar Christian Maglala,
Harold Yambao,
and
Gabriel Chico were the pilots who drive the plane.
The aircraft is now getting heavy and overloaded, but pilot Oscar J. Kayanan insisted not to join them. So now, the plane was totally heavy.
While they are on air, the plane had its maintenance breakdown and about to crash of the weight of pilot Kayanan.
Sadly, the terrible thing happened. But before the crashing,
Patrick immediately jumped and saved his life.
he landed at the basketball court of the greatest NBA players,
Aldrin Baltazar,
Simon Fanuma,
Rovic De La Cruz, and Patrick Ian Rabahon.
It's a hard court, So Patrick got his back injured and was not able to accomplish the task assigned by the scientist.
Meanwhile, after receiving the news that Direct Patrick failed at doing his task,
Carl immediately waved to his fellow doctors on their Facebook group chat, and he informed them about the ongoing situation.
but no one seemed to know what to do.
Until one doctor waved back, and that was pathologist
Raven Naomi Pabon.
She suggested that they could only conduct a proper study before seeking for an antidote.
We shall be announcing the top 16 ladies and gentlemen, which were carefully chosen by our distinctive panel of judges. Are you excited with the results? A graduate of secondary education and practicing at Philippine Women University, a speaker and lecturer and giving importance about children with special needs, Technical Working Group Directorate at Marivelas Youth Congress, former model and ambassadress at Gamaya Coast Marivelas Bataan, Miss PWU Bataan Gay Servicio Ambassadress 2016, Best Muse and third runner-up at Marivelas Inter-Barangay 2016, Nagambini ng Las Casas 2017, Miss Friendship Nagambini ng Las Casas, Miss Summer Youth Camp at Bataan and Bulacan 2016, Mutyanang San Isidro 2016, second runner-up at Mutyanang Marivelas 2017, currently working at LGU Marivelas Municipal Health Office. Please welcome Miss Daisy Renz Resultado.
To complete our panel of judges, he is from San Jose Calupit, Bulacan, 23 years old, graduates at Bulacan State University with a degree course of Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Social Studies, with units in Master of Arts in Education, major in Social Studies at La Consolacion University. He was a teacher at St. John the Baptist Catholic School way back in 2014 to 2016. Now, he is a teacher at Santa Lucia High School, Student Activities Head, Supreme Student Government Advisor, Event Coordinator at Diamond Celebrations. Let's welcome Mr. R.B. Santiago Flores.
Number 12.
Number 15.
Number 32.
34.
39.
Number 52.
How about a round of applause for our top 16 gentlemen? Number 15.
Number 32.
Number 34.
Number 39.
Number 52.
I've been getting high, well maybe a little, baby, I don't wanna lie. I know when you text me, girl, I don't always reply. Well, you're not an angel either, you can't even fly. I know this, you think that you know shit. All this shit that's coming at me, I wonder who
Number 74.
Can't see the vision, boy, they must be out of focus. That's a real hot album, homie, I wonder who wrote it. Oh shit, oh take, pray them niggas go, hey. Always tell the clowns around it look like circus show, hey. This is not the album either, these are just the throwaways. This shit's still so cold when
Number
it don't
82.
no motherfucking snow day. Hey, boy, it's good and he knows it. He don't say it, he shows it. I'm just like the Rosen. If I shoot it, it goes in. I'm in Cali just coasting. Get him so wet they need coasters. I got a selfie with Oprah. I just ain't never posted. And I'm in my happy place posted. I ain't frowned since 06. I ain't cried since what? My bad.
Number 129.
This is no fun. You can come back to mine though. Your friend and Cupid is fine though. We going on a high note. I spy with my little eye. A girly I can get cause she don't get too many likes. A curly headed cutie I could turn into my wife.
Number 62.
Forever, ever, or never mind. Oh, I spy with my little eye. A girly I can get cause she don't get too many likes. A curly headed cutie I could turn into my wife. Wait, that means forever, ever, or never mind. Oh, I spy with my little eye.
Number 164.
Spy with my little eye. Oh, I spy with my little eye. I spy with my little eye.
Number 20.
When I saw you yesterday, I'm not wasting your time, I'm not playing no games. I see ya.
Number 79.
Who knows the secret tomorrow will hold? We don't really need to know. Cause you're here with me now, I don't want you to go. You're here with me now, I don't want you to go. Baby, we're perfect strangers.
Lastly, number 103.
No changes. Baby, we'll stay together. Maybe we'll walk away. Maybe we'll realize we're only human. Baby, we don't need no reason. Maybe we're perfect strangers. Maybe it's not forever. Maybe the light that changes. Maybe we'll stay together. Maybe we'll walk away. Maybe we'll realize we're only human. Baby, we don't need no reason why.
There we have it, our top 15 gentlemen. Certainly, these gentlemen will not be completed without their gorgeous and loveliest ladies beside them. So now, let's have our top 16 ladies.
No one but you, I've been feeling this way. There's so much we can't explain. Maybe we're helping each other.
Number 32.
Maybe we'll stay together. Maybe we'll walk away. Maybe we'll realize we're only human. Maybe we don't need no reason.
Number 37.
Maybe it's not forever. Maybe the light don't change. Maybe we'll stay together. Maybe we'll walk away. Maybe we'll realize we're only human. Maybe we don't need no reason why.
73.
Again, that's 183. Lastly, number
Again, our top 16 ladies.
again, please welcome number 15.
And everybody's watching her, but she's looking at you.
Number 32.
Number 37.
Number 39.
Number 46.
Number 52.
Number 58.
Number 74.
This is what you came for. Lightning strikes every time she moves.
Number 98.
Number 111.
I was doing just fine before I met you. I drink too much and that's an issue, but I'm okay. Hey, you tell your friends it was nice to meet them, but I hope I never see them again.
Number 173.
Breaks your heart, I moved to the city and I broke down crying. 4 years, no calls, now you're looking pretty in a hotel bar, and I can't stop. No, I can't stop. So baby, pull me closer in the backseat of your
Number 76.
can't afford like that tattoo on your shoulder. Pull the sheets right off the corner of the mattress that you stole.
101.
Top 16 gentlemen, please go to your top 16 ladies.
Kindly assist the top 16 ladies. All the boys here on the left side, please go to the ladies in the left side, and this gentlemen, all the left side will go to the ladies in the right side.
Our top 16 ladies and gentlemen.
For those who are great, or even without their partners, those ladies or students, grade 9 students, kindly go to the left side, and grade 10 students go to the right side.
Space we will define. We will have this endless hope on tight, 'cause we are almost hope on tight. We will become hope on tight.
Grade 10 gentlemen, kindly form a line in the right side also. And grade 9 gentlemen, kindly form a line in the left side. Thank you very much.
And congratulations.
Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, you may go back to your seats. Alison Casor.
Indeed, at this single moment, you are receiving a very precious tradition. That tradition has been our alma maters through the years. Excellence in education, the book of knowledge. We, the seniors, can only feel proud that we are living this unwavering flame of wisdom. At a time, my predecessors handed me this book that I've always thought of scholastic achievements concomitant to my being their successors. Now that I'm handing this to you, the same feelings linger in my mind. To that expectation, inseparable to our being giants, to be true, to be wise, and to be just. I, Alex Jose G. Balingit, hope to be in keeping with your trust until the time that you have to pass this priceless legacy to your younger generation. Onward to your next endeavor. God bless, good luck. Once again, thank you and good evening.
Indeed, at this very single moment, we are accepting a very precious legacy, the Book of Knowledge. We, the juniors, feel reluctant in accepting this tradition, for it is coupled with priceless responsibilities. But we are challenged for the knowledge that it brings, knowledge that will lead us in the right path. We know that it is hard to surpass all the victories and laurels, but we promise to cherish the teaching, and that is to be wise, to be true, and to be just. In behalf of the juniors for the school year 2017 to 2018,
I, Marinel Castor, accept this book of knowledge with pride and dignity. Once again, thank you and good evening.
Ms. Raven Naomi Pavon for the Torch of Learning, and her recipient, Mr. Clark Kent A. Garcia, to recognize the exuberant flame and radiance of learning and wisdom.
At last, the inevitable moment has come. With the culmination of our efforts and endeavors, we, the seniors, have to leave you, our dear successors. And true to our noble tradition, we now hand to you a priceless heritage, the torch of learning. This torch materially is of little value. At the same time, it is not lighted with some mystifying power, nor is it possessed of miraculous beams that can penetrate the great unknown. But symbolically, this torch has lighted our way to greater glory. Its ethereal rays, which stand for wisdom, truth, and justice, have enhanced our confidence in the attainment of our lofty dreams and ideals. In behalf of Class 2017, I, Raven Naomi Pavon, hand to you this source of learning, confident that we are bequeathing it to you, your good and protecting hands. Remember that we have managed to maintain the brilliance of its flame during the windy days of our struggle for victories and laurels. Treasure to the glorious end, in the same way as you have guarded it as a priceless heritage. Thank you and good evening.
At this momentous evening, we are faced with a challenge. At this moment, we the juniors would like to stop the hand of time. For tonight, our predecessor will hand to us a priceless legacy, the torch of learning. This symbol has always carried the victories, pains, and frustrations of our brothers and sisters who have devoted so much of their time and efforts keeping its unwavering flame burning. And tonight, this inheritance will be handed down to us to guard its flame of hope, inspiration, and dreams. For it is the light that will guide us as we tread the life of learning. To my co-juniors, I, Clark and A. Garcia, accept this torch of learning.
Ms. Raven and Mr. Clark. Being a student is never easy, simply not a piece of cake. His duties and tasks at times are proven to be foreign and obscure. In the light of this, handing over the key of responsibility to a genuine, commendable student will be witnessed tonight. May we call in Ms. John Lori A. Valderrama and Ms. Isabel Dina de Vita.
At the time, my predecessors handed me this key of responsibility. With their obvious faith in us, we promised to cherish this key as long as it is in our fold. Challenge, isn't it? Since then, I have always wanted to stop the hands of time. I have always wanted to come up with their expectations. Admittedly, I don't even want to think that at this moment, I will hand in my successor the same key after a year of leading the studentship. But then, my fear has come inevitably. This key carries with it all the pain, headaches, heartaches, frustrations, victories, and successes. We had devoted so much of our time just to ask for this key. I, John Lori Valderrama, hand you, the juniors, this key of responsibility, the symbol of leadership.
To our beloved coordinators, our supportive teachers,
to the juniors and my fellow co-juniors. I am honored to represent the juniors for this school year 2017-2018 in accepting the key of responsibility which is being bequeathed to us by the seniors in this momentous evening. Tonight, my voice shall be the voice of grade 9 juniors who have successfully reached the stage in our secondary education. I believe that my words and thoughts shall be the same words and thoughts that my batches are eager to impart to everyone. This momentous evening is a sort of ceremony which will be our passage to higher level. Our path to becoming seniors, thus our passage to adulthood. And this momentous evening is just a celebration of our newfound virtue. Tomorrow, we shall be facing new challenges, and we need to be armed by a sense of responsibility. In behalf of the juniors, I, Isabella Dividad, accept this key of responsibility. I pledge to surpass the great endeavors that you have accomplished. Once again, thank you and good evening.
Thank you, Miss Jan, Laurie, and Miss Isabel.
I'm pretty sure that you're now ready to pose, to smile, and to give your best shots as you take your pictures with your treasured classmates.
So, grade 10, please form a line from tallest to smallest as you have now your class picture.
By the way, before that, please stand up, and because everybody, dinner is ready, and I'm inviting you to please stand for the prayer before a meal to be led by Miss Alicia, the
Holy Spirit. Loving Father, we thank you for the meal that you have given us. May we enjoy the food that they have prepared for us. May we all have a sumptuous dinner, and after this, let us all have the night of partying to ourselves and to enjoy to our heart's content. We all ask this in the sweet name of Jesus our Lord. Amen.
Janice? Starting with 10 Jan and 10 Jeremiah. From tallest to smallest. Class picture starting with 10 Jan followed by 10 Jeremiah. Of course, our dear teachers also took time to choose the best dress and best suits to shine tonight. And to give recognition to the teachers who stood out, may we call in the panel of judges to award the sash for the teachers of the night. In female category is none other than female category. Is none other than Mrs. Raquel Aguilar.
Crisver de Luz.
May we request Mr. Crisver de Luz to take a walk our teacher of the night, Mr. Crisver de Luz. Congratulations, ma'am and sir. Pair.
Who do you think will be chosen as the best pair?
Well, the best pairs should show chemistry and concern for each other. As a real gentleman, he should not leave his partner at any time during this event. Couple for tonight. Our best pair from female, we have
pair number 92. For the best pair, may we call in the pair number 92.
from female and male.
Ready? One more. Exit muna yung ano.
Let's move on to the next award. And his or her massage, they must be modest, young lady and young man, dressed out in all their finest and most attractive and gorgeous places for the night. Who do you think will be the Mr. and Miss Face of the night? For Mr. Face of the night, it is number 52. Number 52. For the female category, number 37. Miss Face of the night is number 37.
Ayo, tangan. Slide, dito nih. 1, 2.
Mr. and Miss Face of the night. How about a warm round of applause for them?
Lovely dress, a wonderful suit, or enter costume, which will make an enchanting new picture of her. The bearer for the best dress is able to carry the dress well. The attribution of elegance and sophistication is right in the eyes of the beholder. Right, ma'am?
They have to turn their heads not only once, not only twice, but throughout the evening. The right suit, along with its robustness, has played harmoniously. So for our best dressed and best groomed for tonight,
for the best dress, we have number 111.
and for our best groom, congratulations, number 111. So, for our best group, kindly go now on stage. Number
criteria and first-rate qualities that everybody possesses. The aesthetic sense and the charisma that they stored make everybody mesmerized.
for our
Mr. Junior,
it's none other than
number 34. Congratulations to our Mr. and Miss Junior.
the possession of virtues, attitude, and of course with a vibrant personality. For sure, the gazers would absolutely be enchanted with their alluring and promising characteristics. So, for our Mr. Senior, it's none other than candidate number 32.
represents the most ideal character and eccentricity the holders possess that stand out among all other participants tonight. 2018
is none other than
number 11. Thank you, Parang Davis. May we call in Mrs. Raquel Aguilar, Mrs. Gemma Puntulic School, Fundacion, Calpintracan, School Year 2017-2018, awards the Certificate of Appreciation to Miss Daisy Renz L. Resultay for her valuable time and effort given as one of the judges for this year's Junior-Seniors Promenade, held the 2nd of March 2018 at Malolos Convention and Sports Center. Signed by Mr. Edgardo C. Vichoco, Student Affairs Head, Reverend Father Jose Rodel R. Ponce, our Principal, and Mr. Marvin M. Gonzalez, our Assistant Principal.
Flores. The St. John the Baptist Catholic School awards the Certificate of Appreciation to Ms. Kimberly Bai.
St. John the Baptist Catholic School awards the Certificate of Appreciation to Ms. Louise Herbie Lupa.
Catholic School Award and Certificate of Appreciation to Mr. John Ansel Caballero. To celebrate this special occasion, dance is the foremost performance of the night. May we invite the special awardees to unleash their talents in dancing. And let the dance begin.